invite our very dear and very supportive Principal Ramanujan College, Professor Dr. S.P. Aggarwal, to kindly present his welcome address. Dr. S.P. Aggarwal is an extremely dynamic principal under whose leadership and guidance the college has reached unbelievable heights in such a short span of time after its inception in 2010.
Friends, I think my work has already been done, my fellow panelists here. Thank you to Professor Anand Prakash, Mr. Meva Singh, all of them have word of praise for the institution. Well, let me tell you, it's their greatness. It's a privilege for the college to host such a congress or a conference. Good evening and welcome to all the delegates, psychologists, invited speakers, ladies and gentlemen. It's a privilege that Ramanujan College is organizing 28th National Convention of National Academy of Psychology. Now, having delegates from different nationalities, states and educational background make this conference in a true way inclusive. That is the theme of our conference. Today, whole world is facing the challenge of inclusive society. It is an honor to welcome distinguished educationists sitting on the dais, our guest of honor, Professor Christine Roland, Professor Meva Singh, Professor Anand Prakash, Professor Purnima Singh, Professor T.K. Uman, and my colleague Dr. Dharmendra Tiwari. I also extend a warm welcome to our distinguished guests representing the International Association of Applied Psychology, International Congress of Psychology, Adlerian Psychology, International Society for Political Psychology, Professor Janak Pandey, Professor Greshwar Mishra, Professor A.K. Mohanty, Professor Marina Blestein, Professor Baksin Han, Professor Karen John, Professor B.S. Ramachandran, Professor David Redlus, and other distinguished psychologists and academicians from South Asian countries, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Nepal. Friends, it's a new experience for the college to organize such a conference where the educationists from all over the world are here, because we have not done such thing earlier. Friends, when for the first time my colleague Dharmendra Tiwari told me that he has accepted the challenge to organize 28th annual convention, we were really thrilled. I'm just saying this very categorically, we were really thrilled. And it was really a matter of pride for a very small institution like Ramanujan College. It is, I think, the smallest institution of Delhi University as compared to other colleges and university departments and central universities, IITs, which generally host such conference. But of course, the challenge to organize a mega event is an experience in itself, and I'm really thankful to Dr. Tiwari, Professor Anand Prakash to take up this challenge on behalf of the college and organize this program. And I'm sure that this conference will go on smoothly to the satisfaction of all stakeholders. And let me tell you, Professor Anand Prakash said that every deficit belongs to the organizing committee. No, it is always the institution, and being a head of the institution, it is our responsibility if something is left over in this kind of event. Friends, the theme towards building inclusive societies is more pertinent in contemporary society than ever before. Humans are at a life stage wherein the feeling of being inclusive is conspicuous while the actions seem to defy this. Basically, the topic has social, political, economic and environmental significance. Why I am saying so? Because today, if you see any problem anywhere in the world, I think the inclusive society problem will crop up. Whether it is a problem of agriculturists in our country, whether it is a problem of different sections of society and religions, whether it is problem of Naxalite and separatists in our country, migration and diversity, which Professor Meva Singh had already talked. Then inequalities of income. Being an economist and management expert, for us that is a challenge which at least Asian and South Asian countries are facing. Every day we see that the gap is increasing and very few individuals are holding the whole wealth of the country. The social integration, global changes and natural disasters, again taking a lot of toll. Here I would like to give 2-3 examples of my own example. I went to United States for studies in 1986, and there was an apartment complex in New Jersey, and the apartment complex, everybody used to be all Gujarati Indians living in that complex. And when you see such kind of a society in a foreign country, definitely the people who belong to that country realize that they are living the way they live in Indian society. But since you are in a foreign country, you can understand that it was really several of the white youths, they started throwing stones on that complex, and this became a story, and then came the racial discrimination and all that. But you can understand the situation when you are in a foreign land. Similarly, your own culture, dress code. What happened when I went for the first time. I went for a walk in the evening wearing a white kurta pajama with my friend, and we were walking through an area which was inhabited by blacks. See, after a while, they started throwing stones on us. Now, it was really a surprising thing in that country for me, because very peaceful, very amicable, people are very courteous. But see, the problem is again, the dress code, for them is depicting something else. So we have to be very careful when we are in a foreign land. We have to adopt their culture rather than depicting our own. Similarly, the problem of illegal immigrants recently, human rights violations in US, was very much written in the press, but it has its own implications, from the point of view of law, country, and the rights. So these are the things which I thought need to be discussed upon. Now, how to resolve the issue? Well, it is for the educationist, it is for the psychologist, it is for the economist, it is for the different disciplines to work on a model which can solve this problem of inclusive society. Because, as a management expert, I can say that building a inclusive society is not easy, which Professor Anand Prakash has already said. It takes a while. It needs a lot of patience, lot of perseverance and courage, because the work is about transforming the attitudes, behaviors and policies. And I think psychologists are the best people to do this. It requires strategies that operate at multiple levels, including the individuals, groups and institutional levels. I am glad that the issue has been taken up by psychologists. If they can work jointly with other disciplines, we can come out with a model or theory to resolve the problem. The problem from management point of view is just like theory of portfolio management. What we do in portfolio management is to minimize the risk, we make investment in different different portfolios, different securities. So, and then try to reduce the risk of investment. But I'm sure similarly we can develop a theory or a model of inclusive society by working together. This inclusivity at abstract level needs to be institutionalized. I'm delighted that this theme of immense importance shall be deliberated in this conference. I'm also happy to see young teachers and students from different colleges of University of Delhi, Jamia Millia, JNU, IIT, working in collaboration to make this conference enriching and successful. Friends, I'm sure we will learn a lot after this conference. Everybody will learn a lot, and we will produce some kind of definite outcome of this conference. Once again, thank you very much. Thank you for coming here, and on behalf of the institution, I thank all my sponsors, funding agencies, and various institutions which have supported us in this endeavor. Thank you very much.